So there's going to be a sequel, and it's going to be continued on at Eurovision. So because it's kind of vague, I couldn't really understand the story told based on the video, although it looks quite nice and interesting. So hopefully they can bring up the fire up on the stage. It could be great. It could be very fancy, And yeah, not much I can say because I don't even understand the meaning of the song, but it could be a good song to be performed,
The song is about immigration, people who immigrate but then have so many struggles that they have to come back home to come back even though they have better opportunities. You're immigrating at the moment as a resident, but you're someone that's away from home. You're an expat. So do you think that this story could be relatable to struggling expats?
There's a degree of struggle in my journey here. It's not as tough, man. It was fine, because I'd have to struggle with, making ends meet or something like that. So I couldn't really relate, but I can understand, how difficult it is for, people with other situations.
One of my friends from Europe described this song as
Albania is giving me a cultural orgasm.
Cultural orgasm? Why could it be?
I don't know, that's what he said.
Well, shit.
Okay.
Funny.
We're talking about Albania, Jonida Maliqi, and it's Ktheju tokës. Sure, I said that wrong. I'm joined with my guest, jury member Stuart Wilders from the ever so popular YouTube channel and podcast ESC Fan TV. Everything about Eurovision in there, so really go check it out. I highly recommend it. Hi, Stuart. Albania, what do you think?
Hey, Mitchell. Yeah, so Jonida Maliqi, like your pronunciation, which I'm sure was spot on. I would hope mine would be too. I have a fear it may not. What was the name of the title? You pronounced it so well.
I said Ktheju tokës.
Okay, let's assume that's correct. So I'm sure it is. It sort of translates loosely as "return to the land." It's all about the fact she's Albanian and her family members are all in different countries around the world. Her sister, I think, is in Cyprus, and it's also sort of a little bit about the struggles in which Albanians, because they migrate around the world, can't necessarily get back together and be a family. And it's a really powerful, emotional ballad. She's a phenomenal singer. She's one of the most famous singers in Albania. She's been wanting to do Eurovision for many, many years. Finally, this is her chance. She won the FIC program. Everyone loves a good FIC at Christmas, don't they, Mitchell? Festivali I Këngës last December. Feels like an absolute eternity away now. And yeah, she won it comfortably. The song will be in Albanian. They're not translating it to English.
Oh, great.
So in the second semi-final, it will be the only song that's not in English. So that goes in their favour. She will perform it brilliantly. She will sing her heart out. She won't hit a bum note. I don't expect any choreography. I expect her to stand there with an LED backdrop, wailing away and delivering a fantastic performance. I think this will qualify.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, great. So you think it's just going to be standing and lighting around her?
Lighting, I think there'll be fire. I think there'll be fire behind her. I think there'll be fire in front of her. I can see lots of hand movements. I think this is really going to deliver. It's one of those songs where, like Albania last year, no one expected it to do very well. And going into the semi-finals, you go, oh, okay, where did that come from? And then the final just blows your mind. So, yeah, I wouldn't write Albania off. It's not a winner, but let's not discount them from doing really well.
How do you think it'll do jury and televote? You think it'll be similar or a bit of a swing?
Yeah, so I think it'll do really well with the juries. I think it will do reasonably well with the televote, and I think it'll do the same in the final. So, I mean, I think it'll qualify. I think probably somewhere between maybe 10th and 15th is where it'll finish in the final.
Okay. Oh, great. Very interesting. All right. Thanks a lot, Stuart.
Pleasure.
Albania. Bring it on.
So I'm here with Elysse Turner, Australian composer and musicologist, and we're talking about Albania. Yeah, I'm not saying that name of the song, but it's by Jonida Maliqi. This was actually the first song to get chosen as a song for this year, back in December, the day before Christmas. So 2 days before Christmas.
So ages ago.
Yeah.
Now, have you not listened to this song, Mitch? Because you said you cannot pronounce the title, but I'm pretty sure the title is in the lyrics.
Yeah, I can't
pronounce it though.
I can't remember the words.
Like I'm pretty.
I know
Like,
the melody. Da, 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 da. But yeah, I can't remember how to say it.
Mm.
I think I did it once.
Yeah, no, like
I guess it's.
I mean, it doesn't help that it's in a different language. It makes it harder to remember.
Yeah.
And like it sounds so bad, but when we're familiar with the things, we'll remember it more effectively, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find in the music video like where the word is for the title. Not doing very well.
Interestingly, this national selection had 26 songs.
Jeez.
26 or 23? I think 23. But yeah.
That's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make their jobs hard. Or they have some really good singers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched all semi-finals, and yeah, there were some dodgy ones, but there were some really good ones as well.
All right. Well, let's get into our musical analysis overview then. So we have a female singer. Surprise, surprise. We're getting the females. They're slowly coming back. They're bringing up the average after our starting off weeks. So that's good. And our main language, our only language in this song is Albanian for Albania. Like, makes sense. But it's not English. So it's a bit of a change of pace for the ones that we've reviewed this set. Vocal range is 1 octave. It is C#4 to C#5, and I have made a note on that. It is the same vocal range as another song we've reviewed already. Yes. Would you like to take a guess? It can be wrong.
So C#4 to C#5?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
We did it recently. You haven't released it as of when we've recorded this video.
Okay, is it trying to think. It's
It doesn't have to be right, Mitch.
is it Poland?
It is Poland. Fun. It's Poland. So Poland also had a 1 octave register on the same sort of notes distanced. So that's the first one that we've had a double up of vocal range. And I only realized because I've just finished editing all of our little infographics to go below this video. So that was pretty cool. We are. Which one am I looking at? I'm looking at my computer. We're in D# minor for the key, and our time signature is 4/4 at 117 beats per minute, which is allegro, which means close to. Allegro is fast, quickly, and bright. So I think that's interesting because I would not have classified this song as bright, but you know, it does have quite a strong pace. It is when you actually count it out, but it's the instrumentation sort of like deceives you because it's quite a stripped back song. So even though it's a fast song, you can't it's not obvious when you first listen to it because of the way that the instruments are arranged. But yeah, we've got 3 chords being used in this song. We've got chord 1, which is D# minor. We've got chord 4, which is G# minor, and chord 7, which is C# major. And then for instruments, we have vocals, percussion, which has got the bass and the brass sound, which I think might be a trombone. Not 100% sure on that. We've got a flute, some strings, and some backing vocals, which are female. Now, as you know, I can be a critic if you have too few chords and don't make it interesting. really made that work because the way that the instruments were set up was so like scarce. It really built it up slowly and added interest by including more instruments as the song progressed. And so even though they only had 3 chords, they kept the suspense happening by having multiple instruments added later, but also all the verses only used 1 chord, which was D sharp minor. So you weren't just repeating the same pattern, you held D sharp minor for the verses, and then as we moved on through the song, we'd get the other chords introduced with the D sharp minor. So that's kind of cool. I think I actually missed a chord. I think we had 4 chords. Yeah, I missed a chord. I apologize. We also have chord 6, which is B major. So apologies for that. I've just seen it written down on my page. I'm glad I looked at both. So yeah, gonna write that in before I forget onto my spreadsheet for later. In terms of form, we have an intro for 2 bars. We've got verse 1 at 16 bars, an instrumental for 8 bars. So another instrumental song. Chorus for 24 bars. That's quite a long chorus. Then our instrumental again for 6 bars, with 8 bars, so half the length of the first verse. And then our chorus for 6 bars at the end. And the last 2 bars as you end and fade out on the final sort of held note. So even though there's an extra 2 bars, it's just holding that chord or the note at the end rather than progressing any further. So that's our sort of structure for this piece.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, what did you think of, you said that it sounds a lot slower. What did you think of like that bit? I don't know if you remember this, like, I don't know what section you put this into, but the bit where she's like, you know, she kind of like holds just like a, what's her voice?
I don't remember what section I put that in.
It was just before like the chorus, I guess you'd say.
Just before the chorus? Then that's probably what I put as the instrumental because there's no like actual words and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the song felt slow, not so much because of the sort of bit. It was more because even though it's going at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sort of pace, you've got some really like drawn out lyrics. So it's like da 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 da. And so you're holding those notes, you're keeping it long, you're keeping it suspenseful, and so even though it's quite a drawn out lyrically piece, you've got this fast pace going on in the background. So that keeps going, and even though it's quite like drawn out, you've got the momentum backing you up in the tempo. So did I answer your question? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's good. So music video, what do you think?
Okay, so we all know that I love a good fire, so this one is off to a good start from the get-go. I think the smoke at the start was also pretty cool, and it kind of had that relationship with the fire imagery that was used later, especially like with the strobe lights, like as they were running and the lights were like strobing. I thought that was really cool. Oh, for the water, like in the water, when they're running through the water. Sorry, just to clarify what I meant by strobe lights. Like they're running through the water. That was a really cool effect. And then the strobe lights made it even cooler. It'd be really interesting to sort of see how this translates to the stage. Like I'd love to see a stage which is like covered in water that she's running through and like splashing and had some strobe happening and then some cool projections of like fire, maybe bring out the smoke machine, and like she can die after the song. It's only like 3 minutes. Come on, like you can keep singing. Like I say that.
Just don't die before. Just don't die after.
Die after the performance, not before it.
And don't die after the semi-final performance. Die after the finale. That's a real key mistake.
You've got time to recover between those performances, you see, because you're inhaling like it's like isn't it like I think smoke machines are made out of like they use dry ice or something, so you're inhaling dry ice, which isn't terrible for you, but like as someone who has allergies and can't breathe properly half the time, that's not great for you if you've got that sort of scenario happening.
Have you ever sung
you know,
with dry ice?
Sorry, suck it up. Sorry.
Have you ever had to sing with dry ice around?
Yeah. So we, when I was in high school, I was in a few musicals, and of course, we had a smoke machine at high school because when you put on a musical every year, or back in the day, we used to put on a musical every year. They don't do it anymore. It's a shame. But you know, you pull out the smoke machine because if we've got it, we're going to use it every opportunity we get. Thankfully, I only had it in one sequence where I was a lead singer / lead character, and so that was an interesting performance, but also I was acting as a male, so my register was much lower, whereas the higher notes would just get shot. Like, I would stop being able to sing those high notes because I'd either start coughing or I'd just, like, my range would shrink, because when you get sick, like when you get sick, you can't sing as wide as you usually can. It's a bit like that because my throat, like, it closes up. It's like, sucks for you. We're gonna make it harder for you right now, right here in this moment. And so, like, it's not damaging your vocal cords or anything, but your vocal cords are sort of like reacting in a way of like, this is not good. We're gonna stop.
Yeah.
Or we'll not stop, but we're gonna limit your ability because it's not working for you and your body. It's like asthma when you're running.
Yeah. Does it affect your breathing?
Yeah. So it does affect your breathing. If, like, you can't handle it, it can affect your breathing. But, like, this is everyone's different. I know I come from, like, a background where I have allergies to things like dust, you know, just that thing that's available everywhere. And so I'm used to getting that sort of effect, and that's just like, it's like similar to dust particles, but it's a different particle, and my body's reacting in a similar way, and so I'm used to it. Like, I know it's going to come, and I'm like, it's okay, I can handle it, and I will then deal with it. Because, you know, it's not going to cause me too much if it is, sort of soldier on through it. But if, like, I was asthmatic, it could be, like, a real issue. So if she's asthmatic, she probably shouldn't do that. But it would look really cool. Like, if you had, like, a projection happening, and then you've got, like, the reflections in the water like you do in the video, and then you have, like, this smoke coming around, like, you get this really cool effect, I think. Like, you could even hide the water to start by having the smoke all on the ground, and then have it, like, fall off the stage by the end of the song, and then she can, like, run around the water. So, you know, I'm probably going to be disappointed by their live performance now that I've imagined this great epic scene.
They need you as a stage director.
Well, if they want to pay me, I'm looking for a job. But yeah, and it's cool. I loved the video. I liked those elements, and I think that they could be a really effective way to transform that into a live performance as well. Which you don't get that with every music video. Not every music video, I think, can translate in that way. So
you think it'll just be her on the stage with these effects? What would you think if they put, like, a backing singer behind her or two? Or even dancers? You wouldn't want dancers?
Well, if she wants dancers, she can't move. She has to stay in the center and get super wet because they're going to dance around her in this well. But by the end of the music video, she's, like, super wet anyway, so that's, like, not uncharacteristic for this music video and this performance, I guess. So, like, if you do it well, but if the backing singer, if you have one backing singer or two backing singers and they don't move, then what's the point of having them there? Or they're just as much a part of the staging as the main singer. So, do you know what the title of this song means?
Pardon?
This is in Albanian, so do you know what the title translates to?
No. Because I know you translate.
I looked at a couple of different translations. Yes, I do. I looked at a couple of different translations.
You've got a second opinion?
I think... Well, no, like, there's a website where they translate it into different languages, which is really useful, but it's, like, gear contributed, and so every time someone uploads a version of it, like, because they think the other one's wrong, then, like, it gets put into iterations, and so going off the third one, because you'd assume the third one's the most accurate, but, you know, who knows, it translates to return to the land. So I'm not quite sure what the message was. By looking at the translated lyrics and looking at the video, I wasn't quite 100% like sure what the message was, but like having a stab in the dark, I guess. I thought it was sort of like looking at not having much hope to survive, feeling like lost or like an alien alone, but returning home to where people are like you and like support you and care for you, you will be loved. So to be able to return home, you can be loved. And I could be wrong. Any Albanians watching, please correct me or like tell me if I'm right. Like that'd be cool too. But like even with the way that she staged the video, she looked really broken, and so maybe like that's the theme. But yeah,
Do you think I'm interpreting
that's
that?
sort of the vibe I got from looking at the translated lyrics.
I'm interpreting that as like a struggle of someone who's an immigrant or something.
Yeah, potentially. But like it's hard because I think it's a really interesting message if that's the sort of thing, but should we be accepting defeat in the face of this adversity of people discriminating and being total bastards, realistically, and racist people? Now, I can say this, and it's all well and good, but the truth is I've never really had to experience discrimination. I don't have to worry about it. I'm white and I live in Australia, and so that's not something I experience. So I can say that, but I also understand that I have that personal struggle. So like maybe that is how some people feel. Maybe they do feel defeated by it. Maybe they do feel lost and that their only choice is to return to what they know, their roots. And so I don't know, it's interesting. It's definitely a different culture and something I don't have the experience of, I guess.
Yeah. So overall, what was your take on this song from a personal level?
It probably wouldn't be in my top, but considering actually I was going to say considering it's slow, but it's not slow. Like I think they were really clever in the way that they composed this song, and I absolutely loved the video. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be scoring my final rankings. I'm not sure if I'm going to include the video in my final scores, but if I do, like, it's got a chance. If I don't, like, it's probably going to sit about the middle, I reckon, with my rankings, but it's not bad. I didn't mind it, and I'd listen to it again.
What was the BPM for this again?
It was 117, so I can play that on my metronome app if you would like.
Okay.
Opening up, 117. So this is the speed. Yeah, so.
Yeah, cool.
So it's got that really strong sort of driving undercurrent happening, but it's still spacious, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, Elysse. Thank you to all the jury members, and be sure to like, comment. We like the comments. Elysse and I engage in a lot of the comments. And
I love them.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
I want to get proven wrong or like hear what you're thinking. Like that's exciting. That's probably the coolest part to come out of this, in my opinion. Not that I don't love talking to you, Mitch.
No, it's good. And subscribe if you like. Until next time, bonsoir Europe, and goodbye.
Who will make the cut? Who will win our hearts? MJ.